Astrology friends, these are your June 2023 video horoscopes with me, Lada from Astrolada.com. And June we have a very monumental event, Jupiter conjunct the North Node. That's a manifestation of wishes combination. I mentioned it in some videos that this combination was when the king would gather its priests to pray to the gods, because they believe that when Jupiter is with the North Node, the prayers of humanities are heard and reach God more. So now it's time to dream big or to pray more because some wishes will come true. And there's some other important events that I'll talk about. But first I want to tell you that me and Trifon are doing a course on June the 10th and the 11th on the 100 fixed stars, most important according to ancient sources, how they play out in the natal chart, what it means to you. You can read the horoscope just using fixed stars, nothing else. That's how I read most horoscopes. And I'm starting a new big offer throughout the whole summer, every 3 weeks. Anyone who wants to learn astrology, I'll be recommending a few courses, foundational and more advanced, about a certain topic that are the essential courses, because we have more than 300 astrology courses. So I'll be recommending which are the best for certain topics, and every month I'll do a live Q&A with everyone who takes those courses. You can ask me, we can do more than one Q&A, so you can learn astrology with me, and there'll be big discount on the bundles of those courses on different topics. We start with astrology of relationships. Check it out. I'll put a link below. You can check on my website. There will be updated courses every 3 weeks, and then the discount disappears. But I will be throughout you the whole summer with every new person that joins for any questions on this process of learning with me, because we have incredible courses from incredible astrologers, and mine, of course, always will be present there. Thank you. Let's start. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, June 2023. The month starts with the Jupiter's North Node conjunction. The last time this happened was 2016 that they were together. So it's a rare event. And it's like Jupiter on steroids when Jupiter meets the North Node, because the North Node magnifies, intensifies whatever it touches. And Jupiter is already a planet that makes things bigger and manifests. And they're going to meet in your 6th house here in Taurus, which is the 6th sign from Sagittarius, which means that it's possible that this June, or even already from May, you can manifest something quite tangible and material in regards to your work, in regards to your career, because the 6th house rules your employment. The 6th house rules the service that you do. For example, some of you might find the job that they've been looking for, or might find the job that excites them, because the North Node is very excitable energy, while others might have certain changes in their job, because North Node is the energy of sudden changes, and Jupiter can also expand this and make it bigger. Maybe the environment at work, maybe the projects at work, maybe something at work that you're used to is changing, but it's becoming bigger. You have to embrace more, you have to open yourself to more. Maybe you have to learn more there. In another way, for some of you, it can mean as well that some new projects arrive, and that some new that changes your attitude towards your work and makes you more excited, makes you more purposeful in that direction. Sometimes it can even mean it's changing one job, ending one career, one job, one employment with another. 6th house is also your employees. So there can be something important happening there in regards to the people that are below you, that you manage, for example, or people that you hire in some way, or with your co-workers, because North Node Rahu indicates change, something new. The Jupiter can expand that, but usually because Jupiter is there, it will be something beneficial, manifesting maybe employees that are, let's say, more knowledgeable in some way. Also, the 6th house indicates as well your health routines, your everyday health routines. Jupiter in the North Node there, for example, and any kind of medication that you might be taking, any kind of therapies that you might be doing for your health, So Jupiter and the North Node there can manifest a new treatment for you, something that you feel more passionate, more excited about, more hopeful about, something that gives you a breakthrough somehow in your health, a new diagnosis, for example, that makes you more hopeful, but also because North Node is change, that changes something. Maybe you have to change, some of you might start a new health routine, new exercise routine that they get super excited, super passionate about, because Jupiter expands the passion, the obsession of the North Node. But something's going to change in your daily routines, in your habits, even sometimes in your nutrition, which is the 6th house, in exercise or medical condition in some way, hopefully for the better because Jupiter is there. And also, because I said it's in your work, anything connected in your work environment, daily routines, and so on. That's one indication. It doesn't directly aspect Sagittarius, but still it's worth mentioning this conjunction because you're Jupiter. So actually, even if you don't feel it in the 6th house, you would feel it on Jupiter because your planet Jupiter is joining with the North Node. So how is that gonna feel? It might feel like a sense of inflation. It might being inflated or like a sense of becoming more risky. The North Node is adrenaline junkie a bit, the dopamine junkie. So you might be willing to take a leap of faith. It already might happen in May, but you're hopeful somehow for the future. It's not just something is changing. Yes, definitely with Rahu, something big can change in your life, but in a way that you feel excited about, in a way that you feel that maybe you're doing even a bit something naughty, that you're doing something that is taboo or forbidden, because this is part of what the North Node carries as symbology. Well, for others, it's not going to be taboo or forbidden. It will just be a bit out there, something that you haven't done before. So Rahu inflames you to do something new, inflames you to do something foreign to you, something risky, as I said, to take a chance. And Rahu can shake up your life. I mean, it is with your planet, and shaking up of one's life in some extreme cases can mean even like, Rahu is the planet of passion, desire, but also sudden events like divorce and so on. I'm not saying that, but but something you will, if whatever happens, it opens new doors for you, because Rahu brings something new into your life, something that you get excited about. It can also make you feel more ambitious around that time, because Rahu is a material planet that wants to take from life with full hands. Is the dragon's mouth depicted, the North Node, in mythology. So it's like wants and desires. Of course, it can have some negative connotations as well, because it can mean biting too much more than you can chew, for example. But sometimes for some of us, and for many of us, it's important, this Rahu, the North Node, to give you the nudge to take the next step, to jump blindly, even if you don't know what you're jumping into. So, but again, keep in mind that Rahu can have these connotations of you're being seduced by something that maybe the grass is green on the other side, it looks better. But maybe you have to experience it anyway. So I cannot tell you whether it's just always this element of risk with Rahu, that it might turn out to be a bit of an illusion, or the grass is greener. But just like someone who wants to be rich and thinks that if they're rich it will solve all their problems, they can never understand that until they become rich. So it's like you have to experience something to gain that experience, because Rahu brings this new experience to know if something is right for you, or if something is, because ultimately whatever we do with Rahu never gives us the ultimate sense of happiness, because no matter what you get from this world, wealth, money, sex, whatever, new career, fame, which is all things, privilege that Rahu can give us, ultimately the soul is craving for something else. But we're not here on a spiritual lecture. We're here to kind of know what is possible. And Rahu opens those doors to new experiences, worldly experiences that are exciting, that are glamorous even to some extent, but also for some it indicates change, things shaking up. And the 6th house, for some of you, can mean 6th house is the dissolution of contracts. So Rahu there with Jupiter can push you to take some bold step in that direction, dissolution of promises, contracts. It's even the house of divorce. I'm not saying Sagittarius or divorcing or anything. I'm just mentioning that it's possibility for some of you because of those indications. Then on the 6th, great thing. Venus, the planet of love, is moving into another fire sign, into your 9th house in Leo, and it's going to stay there till October. Venus usually whizzes through a sign in a month, sometimes less than a month. This time it will stay for 4 months. It's a very prolonged benefic influence of Venus that is directly protecting you with a trine. So we're going to love that. So Venus will stabilize you through those changes of Jupiter with the North Node that many of you already have started from May or even a bit earlier, because they've been closing in together, and they will continue the whole June and into July as well, while Jupiter and the North Node are close together, where you take a leap of faith in some way, or you do something crazy. Can't tell you. But Venus will make sure it stabilizes you. Venus is like a calmness potion, like a serum of Zen serum in a bit. No matter what is happening in your world around, Venus will stabilize the situation. Venus can start making you feel over the next 4 months more beautiful, more balanced, more Zen, yes. More in touch with your feminine side. Even for men, that is good, because they are women, men, they become more agreeable. When Venus looks at their sign, they become more kinder. They can become more easygoing, more charming, and diplomatic as well. That's always a plus. And Venus being in the 9th house for so many months, starting already from the beginning of June, promises you that there is kind of a protection in all Venusian things for you, because 9th house is a lucky house. And any planet that is there for long, it becomes a source of blessings of some sort. So anything Venusian can become a source of blessing. Women can help you, or for some of you it can be a lucky love relationships that develop over the next 4 months. The so-called dharmic relationship, I would call it, because it comes from the 9th house. Actually, in ancient astrology, the house of marriage is not the 7th house of partnerships like we have nowadays, is the 9th house, because they consider only the dharmic partner, the true partner, the one who is like a spiritual connection for us, like our good luck, our good karma. So anyway, I wish for some of you this is, you know, even if Jupiter here in the 6th house is doing some other usual stuff, Venus making a trine to your sign can bring some positive love. Or if you're already in a relationship, it can indicate that your love can somehow be taken to the next level, that your love can be, because it's bathed here in the high vibrational 9th house, so it can be seen from a higher perspective. There can be forgiveness or more inspiration together in a relationship. Or Venus in the 9th house can also benefit you, anything connected to the 9th house. Let's speak specifically what is the 9th house. So for some of you it can mean some lovely trips abroad that Venus can bring. Venus will go retrograde for a little bit from August approximately. We'll speak about that in next month video, because some things can be, you know, for example, it can mean going to a country you've been before, but already Venus is first moving direct, so it can, can you hear me better? So it can manifest, so it can manifest the foreign trip, meeting even love abroad for some of you, or a foreigner, meeting someone from higher society, or meeting someone, and it's not necessarily just sexual, intimate. Sometimes it's some figures meeting more people that are well educated, that are a source of noble people, as they call them, or people with knowledge, or people with more expansive worldviews that can or more like a beneficial energy comes from them. This 9th house energy, which is kind of like a blessing. It brings someone that brings knowledge, that brings opportunity to you, that opens doors and horizons for you. It can be a woman as well, because Venus rules women. But because Venus is naturally love as well, you are kind of in a more high-minded attitude towards love, inability to see when it comes to love and making choices. Venus is the planet about making any kind of choice in your life, and you can see from a higher perspective. So I think hopefully some of you, a lot of you, will be making wiser choices, not just in relationships, but in everyday decisions as well. And Venus is in the ninth house, can indicate also something very good happening in regards if you want to learn higher knowledge. You would enjoy it. Whatever Venus is, it happens with ease. You will find a lot of pleasure in it, and even you might be, because Venus rules your sixth house of work, where Jupiter is already starting to bless you there for the next 12 months, while the ruler goes in the ninth house of learning something. That can be a great time already from this month. If there is an opportunity to take a course or something to expand your knowledge, or mentorship of some sort, or there are free programs like that as well that inspire you towards your work goals, and that can help you actually achieve more in your work, because this is the house of education, higher knowledge, taking it to another level, and the ruler of the sixth house of work is there. So anything to improve your skills, or it's not just skills, to improve your knowledge in regards to your work, or maybe mentorship in regards to your work. Like a mentor can really help you. Like you go for a counselor who helps you, he gives you a perspective what will be the best jobs, the next best steps in regards to your career. This can be something very good you do. Venus also rules your 11th house. Staying there for 4 months in the 9th house can be very lucky with friendships for some of you. And as I said, they might be either with foreigners or people that with more knowledge, higher knowledge of some sort, or even some kind of a benefactor that can even help you in regards to your work. And I think the 11th house is also gains and income, and its ruler going into the 9th house, staying there, that can be lucky. You can find new ideas and inspiration how to expand your income, for example, new knowledge. You might go on a course how to believe, how to fulfill your dreams and goals. The 11th house ruler is dreams and goals and income and social and economic position in the world. And these are usually the things we really desire: prestige, money, certain social rank. That's why goals and dreams, certain achievements in the world is the 11th house. And of course, achievements that are recognized and that we are recognized for, because that's the public approval. And the ruler going in the 9th house, which is very lucky, but it's also the house of mentorship, can indicate that you can get mentored about expanding your dreams, believing more of what is possible, reaching your goals, and so on. The 9th house is also anything to do with if you're trying to get visas, foreign passports, relocate abroad in some way. Venus can really make it happen over the next 4 months. It's not going to happen immediately, but maybe after Venus goes direct. But now these processes start. Maybe if you want to relocate or live abroad or something, or travel more, Venus says yes. Higher education, if you want to teach, if you want to get a better mentor, teacher, you might, for example, meet a great teacher, usually of a female nature, or someone that there is a strong love connection there, that can help you, whether it's a professor or whether it's whatever field you are in, or whether it's a spiritual teacher or inspirational figure that really opens up your eyes, makes you more to love, to understand the higher perspective. Or maybe even you'd love just reading such motivational or watching motivational videos, higher knowledge, reading books about astrology or books about anything which is like more academic or more spiritual, which is about scientific research, or which also reframes your brain, which makes you see things from a higher perspective and get a newer, bigger understanding and better understanding about something. All right. And also if you have any legal matters like court cases or whatever, the 9th house is the judge and so on, any legal matters that you have to deal with, Venus there can, over the next 4 months, make things go easy and good for you in that direction. Then the next thing is that Pluto is moving back on the 12th into your second house. Nothing important here, it will be there till the end of the year, but you might be ending up it might come back for you to finish up some matters connected to finances, resources, assets, self-worth issues that you might have been dealing, to work on them, hopefully get yourself empowered through them. Sometimes Pluto can create a crisis for a little bit, but this is one of the last times Pluto will be in the second house and never again in your life after that. So whatever is left unfinished there, you might have to, deal with such issues again about self-worth, about food and how you eat, about your possessions, resources, money, to put them in order somehow, rearrange them, transform them till the end of the year. Then on the 18th, sorry, it's kind of, you can't see it here, but on the 18th, the kids wiped it with their butts playing here yesterday, bless them. 18th, Saturn goes retrograde, Sagittarius, in your 4th house for the first time in 30 years. And it's going to go retrograde 2 more times, next year and the year after, but it's the first out of 3 times. So it's not going to maybe happen immediately, but Saturn going retrograde, it becomes heavier in energy. This is when obstacles might start appearing. So in the 4th house, it can be connected with family responsibilities and duties that increase, or something to do with property or place of living that becomes a bit more burdensome, or taking care of parents, or something, or parental responsibility. You as a parent, that feels a bit more demanding on you, or something might be getting restructured there, because Saturn retrograde is when you start asking questions: what should I change, what is not going well, maybe I should streamline, organize my family life or home life or property matters, or my private life more efficiently, more you have to put some new structures, examine the old structures, and start decomposing the old structures and creating over the next 3-4 months a plan for the new structures in regards for your family home. And some of you might start even questioning, should I live here? Is this the right place for me? If it's the right place for me, what changes should I make to feel better? And sometimes certain obstacles can appear when Saturn goes retrograde, like delays and blockages with such matters, family, home, but also some big important questions that you start asking yourself and that you start making decisions about in regards to your personal life, family life, home life. So for some of you, that can be big life changes in the 4th house connected with your personal life that are starting to happen. And Saturn will be retrograde about 4 months. During that time, a lot of you will restructure, will change something there in personal, home, family life, property, and so on. Of course, if you are moving somewhere or trying to move, Saturn there can make you go a bit slower, can require you to put extra efforts. It does not stop it or block it. Saturn being retrograde, it just 3 times more effort, so to speak. But, not always such things are easy. Then on the same day, you have a new moon in your 7th house. Powerful. In your 7th house of relationships. But you have new moon every year around the same time, within a month, in your 7th house. But this new moon, for some of you, if it's the right time, according to other astrological techniques, if it's the right time for you karmically, dharmically, can actually trigger a new relationship. And with Venus blessing you already with its rays, it can be time for love for some of you. So with this new moon, it can trigger new relationship or new contract or new agreement that you enter into. So it can renew, if you're in the right relationship, it can renew the interest or the focus towards the relationship. There might be something new that appears that your partner will be doing, something new that they'll start or maybe it's not necessarily only marriage partner, it can be some new business partnership or a new person appearing in your life, sometimes a best friend. sometimes a new friend in life. Many times when 7th house is activated, I see it with friends actually, rather than sexual relationships or marriage relationships. So there can be new people entering your life that bring something into you, or more increased socialization. But because it's new moon, something new is happening there through others, like someone else motivates you or interests you in something as well. And it's good usually to collaborate with others during new moon periods, strongly emphasizing or 7th house activity. Some new partnership, but there is square from Neptune in this new moon. So just a warning, I'm not saying that any of those new social connections or contracts or agreements or relationships even that you start, or friendships, will be delusional and deceptive. Neptune carries a bit of that, but there's something you're not fully seeing there, which may be a little bit too good to be true, or maybe there is something secretive there, not necessarily bad always. And maybe there is something that feels, wow, magical, but there is something that you're not fully seeing. Again, I'm not saying it's going to turn out bad. Just something to be aware that you might find something later about, or that is not exactly as it appears. It might not necessarily be negative though, but just still be aware a little bit of this. Okay, so that's for it. That's for the month of June, Sagittarius. Thank you so much, and if you want to join me on this learning journey with me, my top picks and choices, every 3 weeks I bring a new bundle of courses you might be interested in with a very nice discount, and I'm mentoring you through the process once per month. Thank you.